Hey everybody, so in this video we're going to look at how you can create a quiz in Google Drive via Forms, and then also how you would collect the data and you can look at the answers and see what the student scores are. I will note that I'm making this quiz on my school email account, and the reason I'm doing that is because I can set it up so that the quiz is in what they call locked mode, and locked mode makes it so that when the students, the students can only access the quiz via their school registered Chromebook, and B, when they open up the quiz, it goes into locked mode, which means if they navigate away from the screen, you get an email saying that the student left the screen. So then you would know that if they could potentially have looked at some outside sources to help them with the quiz. So it's handy in that sense, and they know that, so they don't navigate away. Because if they do, then I'll just give them a 0, make them redo it or something. So first you're going to do is go to New, and then I'm going to click More and go to Google Forms. On the next screen, I'm going to go ahead and name it really quick. We'll just call it Sample Quiz. Uh, and then before I start adding questions, I'm going to go up here into the little settings box or button. And over here on the right where it says quizzes, I'm going to click that. I'm going to make this a quiz. Now, if you aren't on your school email account, and this right here, this locked mode on Chromebooks won't show up. So like I have a personal Gmail. If I go into it and I go into Google Forms, quiz, and I go over here into this quizzes section, this locked mode on Chromebooks option is not there. So it's really handy if your district has set that up for you. And then you have some other options that you can play around with here. I'm going to turn on my locked mode. And then usually I like to give the students, let them look at what they got wrong right away, and they can see which questions they got wrong, what the right answer is, and the point values. I'm going to save that. Okay, let's do a couple different questions just so you can kind of see what they look like. We'll do a pretty standard conjugation. We'll make this first one a multiple choice. And then I'm going to click the answer key right here. This will make it so that the students can get their grade immediately afterwards, and also so that it grades it for you and you don't have to grade it later. So the answer is hablo. I'm going to give it a point value of whatever. Let's give it 1 point. I'm going to click done. Make sure you make it a required question so they can't skip it. And then I'm going to move on to my next question because that one's ready. Let's make one that is a fill in the blank. We'll do the same kind of a thing. All right, so this one they're going to have to type in their answer. So I'm going to click on answer key, and I'm going to give some possible answers here. So the correct answer for this is como, but let's say just in case they make it a capital C, we'll make it a capital C like that. So either of those two are going to be correct. And anything else that they put in there will be marked as wrong. And that's it. I'm going to click done. And let's see, do I want to do another kind? You have obviously a lot of choices here. We'll just do one more. Let's try a drop down. I've actually never done a drop down before. Let's see what this looks like. Let's look at the answer key. Correct answer is TNN. And let's see, make it worth a point. Click done. Required question. All right.
To send the quiz to your students, you can click on the little arrow right there at the top, and then click on the link button, which is the one right there in the middle. And then it'll provide a URL for you. If you want to shorten it, you can with that button right there. It really doesn't matter. And then click the copy button. And then you can send it to your students via Google Classroom or whatever it is, email that you're getting it to them.
Let's take a look at what that would look like on their screen. So I click the preview button, which is this little guy right here. So this is what it looked like for them. The name of their quiz would show up right here. Lock mode is on, so it tells them once you start it.
All right, so I actually took the quiz, but when I opened it up, the lock mode kicked off my screen recorder. So I can't really show you what it looked like because when I go back in there and try and take it again, it tells me that I've already taken it. But it more or less looks like this. It just tells the students that they can't, the screen goes full screen, like it takes away any possible tabs they had open. And then you can put your answers in, and after you submit it, it takes you to this screen and you can click view score. So I clicked that and then I went to the other screen, and I got one wrong on purpose so you can see what that would look like. So it says I got number 2 wrong here. I clicked comes, and then right here it shows you what the correct answer would have been, como or como. And then I got the other one correct, just so you can see what it looks like. So what I'm going to do here is close this screen out. Now if I go back to my form, the one I was working on.
All right, so now I'm back on the quiz itself. So once the kids respond, it'll tell you how many responses you have right here. And you can look at the scores here, like as far as averages and stuff like that, if you want to. It does show you their emails and the score the kids got, so you can go look through it that way if you want to. But you can also click this little spreadsheet button. So I'm going to do that. Give it a name. I'll just leave it, and that should pop up on a new screen. There it goes. And then again, it'll show you the date, the email address of the kid, and then the score, and then I'll show every answer and the correct and possible. So imagine having 100 students take this quiz. It'll show you all of which question got um, wrong the most and the scores and everything like that. It's pretty cool when you have a lot of kids take it. And that's pretty much it. How you're going to make a quiz. I would suggest that if you're doing this via Google Classroom, that you have a different Google Classroom set up for each. Say you teach, I don't know, 3 Spanish 1 courses. You don't want to have all of your Spanish 1 students in one Google Classroom, because when you post that quiz to their classroom, all of the students in that class would see it. So if they don't have your class until, say, 5th period and you post it 1st period, those 5th period kids are going to see it at the same time. So you want to make sure that you have different classrooms for each period so that you can post it individually for all of them. The nice thing, though, is that all of their scores will go to the same spreadsheet unless you make it a different quiz. So you can just access them all in the same place. That's all. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, and hope we'll see you in the next one. Hasta luego.